We're back. So far, this game's not that sad. I'm kind of confused. Oh well, it'll probably be sad. Never played a Yoko Taro game doesn't cause existential dread. No. I'm sure we'll get there. Oh.
And fight.
Alright, finished my snack. Music's great so far, though.
Fortune favors the...
Ooh, 6. Alright, so he's not weak to fire or lightning. Oh, you know what? He's weak to holy, I bet. We don't have any holy spells, though. Alright, I think at least. Oh.
Let's do this.
Yeah, boy. Alright, yeah, we're gonna try make sure. Uno.
Oh?
5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's not that good. Poison, deadly poison. Nice. 5 to 10 damage target takes. Huh. Ooh, freeze. It's not weak to that either. These cannot move until they are attacked, take double damage. Oh, nice. Ailments last either ascend and returns until the battle ends. Cards cannot be afflicted by more than one ailment. Huh. The triangle button. Nice, get a Mar. Progress to our own HP by 5. Huh. The necessary requirements select red Funkos enemy start. Okay. Let's go this way first. Oh, maybe not.
Fortune favors the bold. The door is shut tight. It seems some strange force keeps it barred. Upon closer examination of the door, you spot a cavity that looks like some sort of sphere should go there. Don't hold back.
Oh, I won't. can't cast this on the skeleton. No. Nope. Alright. Maybe we'll read those in a minute.
And fight.
Oh no! I finally have an excuse to use this. Oh, there it is. Alright. So you're saying I can't... Oh, I can. It's limited. Got it. Yes.
You put the magic sphere into the cavity, and the door opens. Let's do this.
The Inspire Elixir. Let's go.
About the enemy.
Oh. Yeah.
Nice work.
Thanks. Huh.
A claret trail leads you deeper into the cave. Was the walking wounded a monster or a human? A knot forms in your gut. You raise the torch to get a better look at your surroundings. The walls have been gouged and scarred as far as you can see. Another message comes into view, written in tiny letters among the scars. I will find you. What horrors transpired here? And fire. Nice work.
I was tricked.
Excellent.
Nice. Ooh. Okay.
About the enemy. Nice work.
Nice. 802. Ooh. Would be heroic with HP after combat ends. Huh. Abilities or skills that confer passive effects. So we take effect. Oh, nice. Saying, do not need to equip that? Yes, I would like to do that. I see. Interesting. Ooh! Nice. I should have used wind on it, huh? Oh, never mind, doesn't matter. Yeah, take that, douche.
Congrats. You make to open the chest, but an ominous voice echoes around you. I will not relinquish my horde.
Oh no.
The next instant, something leaps at you out from the darkness.
Scary. Oh, look at this
Let's do
guy.
this.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Beat the crap out of this guy.
Nice work.
Untouched.
monster defeated, you turn toward the treasure chest.
Oh no, it's those douchebags.
And see those Ivory Order jerks rooting through it. You rush over, but you're too late to stop them.
Man.
Sweet of you to take care of the monsters for us, trills Winifred, favoring you with a smile. Tucking the spoils from the chest safely into a bag, the Ivory Order trio stroll away whence they came. Knowing you couldn't stop them if you tried, you can do nothing but stand slack-jawed and watch them go. The chest is empty, save for a ragged doll. Nice of them to leave us the trash, you grumble in irritation. For some reason, Melanie picks up the ragged doll. Your shoulders slump. All that effort, and this is all you get to show for it? You find nothing else even close to treasure. Hope Cypri is ready for bad news.
No, I want to walk
now
out.
Would be the fastest way.
No, I'm not done exploring. I'll leave later.
You decide to stay and explore the cave a little longer. Good work. Don't hold back.
No, that's not what I wanted to do.
That was lucky.
That was. Ooh.
Congrats. able to find my treasure? Cypri asks. This is all we found, says Melanie, withdrawing the ragged doll. Cypri's eyes widen as soon as he sees the doll, and he reaches out to take it. Without breaking his gaze away from the doll, he begins to speak. Cypri tells you he gifted this doll to his young daughter a long time ago, but she fell gravely ill and died. Since then, Cypri has treasured this doll as he treasured his daughter. Then the monsters took it from him. Cypri turns to Melanie, his head bowed deeply in gratitude. So you reclaimed the treasure
Oh,
by
it is
complete
sad.
accident. You step closer to Cypri. What do you know about the dragon? You rudely inquire.
What a douche. All the answers are
Cypri
bad.
gestures as if to say, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh, foot.
Far
Stop
to the
cramping.
east of town is a place called Unionville, where monsters and humans live together in harmony. According to
Hypocrisy.
Cypri, you might be able to learn something there, as the dragon and monsters are not totally unrelated. Upon hearing that, you turn on your heel to leave. Cypri calls out to stop you. Journeying to Unionville entails traversing the dense expanse of the bewildering wood. You'll need this, he says, and holds out something for you.
Oh.
You won't make it through the bewildering wood without it, Cypri says. Your sights set on the distant Unionville, you resolve to navigate through the bewildering wood.
Alright, let's do some flip stories and I'm going to take a little break. There's stories about this stuff? Nope. What matters most in life is depending on the person. For him, it's money! Slaying the dragon make him more of a hero, and importantly, it'll make him rich. Story is locked. I can read these. It was love at first coup when our free will and bounty hunter met Mara, and they were inseparable ever since. Who says bounty hunters can't have a soft side? The dark and twisty mage harbors a deep-seated grudge against the dragon, but knows her own limits. She desires power enough to slay the dragon with a single blow. Winifred is born into the Ivory Order and raised as a dignified lady. Her fellow order members find her mage training a boon to their travels. The Ivory Order values warriors as level-headed and trustworthy as Barrowin, warriors who approach wood chopping and bodyguard detail with equal amounts of intensity and fortitude. The entire Ivory Order reveres Headwind for his wisdom. When a young woman was placed in his care, its obsessive focus on etiquette revealed another side, exacting disciplinarian. No ruler is safe from fear and worry, but Queen Nila harbors a knot in her gut unrelated to, more personal than, the recent rise in monster activity. I forgot what his name is. Cyprianambere is a longtime scholar of monsters and monster behavior. Most people in the village simply call him Cypri. Cypri studies monsters for the sake of his daughter, a daughter whom, curiously, no one has ever seen. Because she's dead. A rain patters the window, a picture book lies open. Paper and paint perfumed tiny figures turn the page. Book is upside down, no more light in her eyes, only memories of mother, a painted rainbow bleeds. Interesting. Every morning she wakes up early to get breakfast ready, and every morning she has to take her husband's abuse. There's only so much a woman can stomach. The mornings are quiet now, save for the soft sounds of chopping. Her husband vanished some days ago, and ever since, meat's been on the menu more often than not. Brah! There it is. Hello, though. Striking out on your own, are you? I've been in this long enough to size people up at a glance. Don't worry, I'll make you exactly what you need. She was a quick hire. Her gentle disposition was sure to attract a few customers. They figured no one was prepared to crush the customers that easily. Her moist, glistening eyes, the lone bright spot in her dimly lit shop, locked onto me as soon as I set foot inside. Her uncanny croaking laughter sent shivers down my spine. He confessed his love to her and asked her to live together with him. He pledged to make her happy. She nodded and agreed readily. Rumors around the sweet, innocent boy who greets patrons of the game parlor receives a small bonus from the owner whenever the house wins in a game of cards. At first it was 4 legs, then 2, then 3. In the end it was 10 legs. What is it? Huh. You know what they say, your hero's journey hasn't begun until you've squashed a couple of slimes underfoot. Though the vast majority are killed when they are young, these few who do survive reportedly grow large enough to swallow whole villages. Red fungus are fiercely territorial, killing all who set foot in their land and turning their corpses into red fungo colonies. Forest creatures fear their swelling ranks. Forest dwellers so covet the red fungo and the health food that they leave monster carcasses in the forest and return to collect them once the fungos have colonized them. These little fluffs mature, their fur grows until it covers their faces. It's quite the existential threat. They entice their other monsters to trim their fur so they can see. These creatures shed rapidly as they age. Upon losing the last of their fur, they crowd the remainder of their bodily fluids, leaving behind a nearly mummified husk. Goblins love pranks in nature, frequently leap out in front of adventurers they suspect will make good playmates. Sadly, this tends to have them battered and bruised. Goblins who gain the wisdom of age find ways to slip into the fabric of human life. So yes, the old man gobbling with children in the square might well be a goblin in disguise. Listen carefully in the woodland, and they are bound to hear the methodical tapping of those little fellows' wooden mallets. Monsters consider them monster crafts orcs. Night after night, the orc children scour the corpses of the monsters they've killed, searching for the raw materials to make their next instrument of death. These careless manner with which ogres brandish their large stone axes makes them very dangerous indeed. Most monsters flee the instant they hear an ogre's footfall. Ogres spend their days endlessly training deep in their caves, lest their compatriots mock them for being too scrawny. Powerful curse clings into the bones of these former humans, which pride themselves from the grave in search of release. Dispel the curse to render them a pile of ordinary bones. There once was a couple consumed by an ill-fated love, only to be reunited in undeath. So overjoyed were they of their good fortune that they both passed on into sweet eternal slumber. With staggering magical prowess, theirs at last, the lost souls regained a modicum of humanity. They gazed upon their skeletal forms in despair and vowed to become human once more. Oh wait, I wanted to save. Overwrite data, yes. Alright, we're back. I'm back. Sorry, I was chatting with some kids in my course. Nope. Let's go find this town of monsters. See how that goes down. Oh. And so the oddball trio sets out on the Queen's quest to slay the dragon. A reckless young man who fancies himself a hero yet cares only for the reward. His traveling companion, a quiet monster. And a proud witch, her hatred for the dragon all-consuming. Each hunt the dragon for a different reason, but unite to travel the realm. pampered every step of their way by those horrid ivy-ordered disciples. Their search for information as dragon brings them to the sea of trees, known as the Bewildering Wood. There they would be. The heroes meet a strange girl. Oh, fun. Bewildering Wood. It's possible to customize the appearance of certain game elements, such as avatar dice and cards. Further customization options can be unlocked by completing certain conditions in the game or purchasing add-on content. Build a collection of customizations. Create a game appearance that suits your taste. Will do. Set up for the Bewildering Wood. Actually, I wanted to gamble a little bit more. Let's go do that. Doesn't one of these people like have a weird story they
Now
want to
that she's reunited with her stolen skin medicine, the woman couldn't be happier. All thanks to the heroes from the Ivory Order, she says. A huge smile on her face, she begins applying the medicine all over her skin.
Interesting.
Apparently, the woman is being harangued by some man who keeps asking her out. I don't know how many times I have to tell him he's just not my type, she sighs. The man, who no longer smells, told the person the smell may be gone, but he's still determined to polish himself up for that special someone. The Ivory Order has heroically reclaimed the story. I just knew Winifred and her fellowship could do it.
Huh. Oh, I meant no. Dang it. True, when the sets of matching numerals are found, effects include blah blah blah. Select the rules for the game. Skill effects, yes. There are rules for two opponents. Oh, there's 3 people. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Roll upon your next action and gain 1 card on a 2 or higher. Cards drawn by all opponents in next action reduced by 1. I kind of like that. Yeah. That was actually pretty good. Maybe I should have chosen that instead. Oh no, I'm doing so poorly. Oh, I have nothing. Oh no, I'm so bad. Yay, I don't have any 5s. Oh, boo! Oh, awful. Oh, good. Alright, things are not nearly so dire anymore. Man. It's my shame. Oh my gosh, this guy's crushing it. That guy. Yeah, definitely needs to rest. Oh boy. Yeah.
Don't let it get you down. Come play again, says the boy, waving.
Now play using new rules events, so no. Let's just play. What's this trophy say? 10 mysterious card, 3 seasoned gambler, 1 around on add skills. Let's try this again. These rules are for 2 opponents. Let's see. Some trash. And look, I got the advantage again. I could have got nothing. Screw you, man. Yay, that was worth it. Oh, nice. Yes, please, thank you. It's going much better so far. Oh, boo. That's fine. No, boo! Ugh, good. Screw you, man. Good. Trash. Go kill yourself. Yes. Yeah, did it.
Not bad. The boy praises you, proffering a gift in commemoration of your win.
Alright, let's try these new rules. Yep, let's do it. Oh, 10. Dang, girl. Alright. Accept. It could happen, good or bad. Draw an event card? Yeah! Let's do it. Move one card from selected player's hand to the pot. What do you got? Yeah. Yay, that was a good call. Nullify rest any number of times. Okay. I feel like that was all good. YOLO! Turn up to 5 used event cards to the deck. That was kind of boring. All right. Dang, girl, what the heck? Yeah. Oh, nice. What do you got? Oh. 5, perfect. Okay. Oh, what is that? I wish. That's awesome. YOLO! Nothing happened. Good. Oh my gosh, this chick. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Let's draw it. Oh, good. No. I don't want that trash. No, also no. 57, this bit. Yeah, just get rid of her card. I never want it. Oh, yeah, boy! Yes! Yes! Killer! This chick, absolutely. I would like to get rid of this trash, please. Thank you. Alright, well, I just won. I have no idea what's happening. Did we just go in backwards order? Nope! No YOLO now! I'm just gonna ride this out. Yep, that one. Oh good, I get to take her turn. I forgot about that. Nice. Yeah, YOLO. Ooh, good. Alright. Those two. Alright, let's see here. Yep. So let's see, so 15. I think this is the best one, right? 13 plus 8 is 21. Yep. Lower that junk down. Yeah, that's right. That guy got a house. That's right, suckers.
You're something else, the boy praises you, proffering a gift in commemoration of your win.
Give me that ebony table, you douche. Oh, what is this? Alright, let's do this. No, I don't want an explanation. I'll figure it out. Everything. Begin game. Alright. This thing. King, what? Whoa, what is that? Oh, I got the trashiest. Boo. I highly disapprove. Yeah, whatever. Alright, what is this trash? Yep. YOLO! Ooh, fun. Huh. I do like that. I definitely don't like that. There's like no bad cards in these event cards. I have to see one that was bad. Oh, my turn. Yeah, the YOLO. Nothing bad has ever happened. What do you got? King, no. What do I got? Jack, 9, 7. Yep, that's the one, I think. What about you? No, I don't care about that. Yep, that one. Please be a jack! Oh. 3 destroyed cards to the deck. Oh, oh. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Don't mind if I do. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Let's see. It's the same. Here we go. Yes, this is perfect. Get rid of that trash. Yes. Perfect. All right. That worked out very well. Yeah. Yeah. No harm, no foul. Huh. Two jokers to be added to the deck. Oh. YOLO. 2 or higher. What a rad card. Yes! YOLO! Return to 5 used event cards to the deck. Radical! Dragon! Dragon! Ooh. Sun. Yes. I do like getting 1 extra card. Yeah. Man, we're gonna be here all day. Holy. I need these dudes to stop playing so terribly. Yes! Good. It's interesting. Oh, boo. Yeah, YOLO. Yes. Very good. Huh. All right. It's time. Oh my gosh, we're never gonna be done playing this. Holy cow. Pass to the right, one set from each player. Oh no! Could be worse. Holy cow, bro town. Yeah. Just so he has less options. Pass the right, one set from each player. Alright. That one, yay! Oh. It's not good. Yeah, that dropped me a lot. That's terrible. Man, I don't have jack crap. Oh, I'm in a bad place now. I'm not gonna do this again right now if I lose. Really? Fuck you. I'm losing. Like, you asshole. There's way better decks. Man, what a total asshole. Please come steal it from me, you fucker. Jeez. These people are so dumb. I don't understand. It drives me nuts. Heck yeah. Thank goodness, okay. Awesome, okay. If you have a treant, gain 20 points. I do not have that. I do not have that, okay. Card, okay, so then... Tied with that asshole now. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? What the hell? That's some bullshit, game. Oh my gosh, that is some super bullshit. Oh, of course, yeah, that one. I'm the biggest threat. You assholes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Look at this shit. I should must rest. Man, I gotta play this. I'm not gonna win otherwise. Oh, okay. I don't have to actually play it. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. That's good to know. Oh my gosh. This asshole. What an idiot. He's still gonna beat me though. Ugh. Yep. Okay, good. Thank you for being completely worthless. Yep. Doesn't matter, I lost. Man, fuck you, game. Fucking cheated. Now I need a break. I'm pissed. I'm hot. You didn't make the right decision, you jerk face. You easily could have stolen a better set, and you stole the worst thing that guy had, and then he won. You can suck my dick and die.
A thick fog impedes your vision. You surmise this is in no small part why they call it the Bewildering Wood. About the enemy. Many a brave soul has set foot in this wood, only to be swallowed up and never seen. They also tell of a certain tool one needs to get through this place. Excellent. Congrats. A message is written on the sign. Seek out the Force Stela hidden deep in these woods.
Okay, so in this case, rolling the dice is a better option. Good. Fun. Okay. Oh. Fun. 4 types of skills. Oh, okay. There we go.
You have found the Southern Stela. You smack it and hear a sound off to the west. You'd best head that way next.
To the west?
Trees bearing very solid-looking nuts whip to and fro in the force of the gale. This doesn't bode well for you. One of the nuts flies off a branch and smacks Mar right on the head.
Oh no, not Mar.
Poor Mar clutches the spot, eyes tearing up from the blow.
Oh my goodness, 8 damage.
You have found the Western Stela, which you swear up and down
It was not
here when you came in. Nevertheless, you give it a smack. You hear a beautiful melody flowing from the forest depths. It sounds like singing, or perhaps bird song. As if drawn in by the voice, you head deeper into the forest, where you find a woman playing a stringed instrument. Why won't the right words come to me, she laments, her fingers stopping on the strings. Hearing her sigh, you offer to help her with her song. Very well then. Please finish this verse, she responds, then begins to sing.
Snow covered town, I hear a voice. Cue!
You imitate Mar's mule, but the woman just tilts her head. You pity the poor soul for not comprehending the sheer cuteness of your dear companion. In the end, you gain nothing from the exchange.
Oh,
Leave the woman to her song.
Sad.
You have found the Western Stela, which you swear up and down was not here when you came in. Nevertheless, you give it a smack. The man sighs, realizing he may never be able to escape with his current tool set. Found the Northern Stela. It doesn't look particularly special. You resolve to touch it anyhow.
Bye-bye.
That was lucky.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Good work. The woman appears to be lost. How do I get out of here? She asks with furrowed brows. The next stela is... You hear someone murmuring? It sounds like a man, but you can't really be sure in these woods.
Under the man's flip side. Perfect. And we can heal. It's fine. Oh, might as well. Oh, that was exciting.
You did great. And fight.
Deal 1.5 times damage. Huh. Wrong skills.
You have found the Eastern Stela. You see the words Melody of Fortune chiseled into the corner. You have investigated all 4 of the Stela and the bewildering wood. You hear a sound, and it's not all that far away.
Oh, there's somebody over there.
Let's do this. I need to hit the Stela every single time I want to go home. What a pain, the frowning woman sighs.
I lost the lady who's singing. Oh. Yeah.
Let's do this.
Oh, we should read these as we come across them, huh? Don't forget. He's lived in these vast, dense woods for years now. Fruit from the trees feeds him. The river quenches his thirst. He gives all his thanks to the great Mother Earth. He's wandered this deceitful building words for ages. He knows he will not find home, no matter how many times he begs or tears or shreds. He is doomed to wander for another day. Oh, sad. I know he takes no notice of me. I've made my peace with that. I'll be happy as long as I can watch him from the shadows. This place is a paradise, so many trees from which to gaze upon him. From all angles, every day of the year, forever and always. What a creep. Creatures of all sorts flock to these gentle giants of the forest, no doubt thanks to their pleasing warmth emanating from their energy stored within their hollows. Tree and straw, a steady stream of energy from the earth, so steady in fact the forest these animated trees have been said to bleed the land dry, leaving naught but barren waste. Strides squeeze themselves the bell of the forest ball, so to speak. One night, the full moon, they have been known to hold concerts deep in the heart of the forest. Very sad looking. Oh no, the nuts! I did it this time, thank goodness.
A bunch of nuts fly off from the trees, but you and your friends hightailed it out of there before any of them could hit you. That was lucky. You examine the stela. The message carved into the stela reads, "Play in tune with the forest." You hold the woodland flute you received from the good doctor in Thriston.
Play it.
Doot-doot-doot-doodly. Doot-doot-doot-doo. You blow a handful of pleasant enough notes into the woodland flute. You soon become aware of accompanying percussion, which reveals itself to be a series of impeccably timed footfalls racing toward you. A young woman appears before you. "That was absolutely dreadful," she whinges, her jaunty gait betraying her enjoyment. She calls herself Ridis and declares herself a woodlander, resident of the bewildering wood. By sheer coincidence, the flute on which you played those notes was one designed to call the woodland people to your side. Stunned by your good fortune, you ask Ridis to lead you eastward out of the forest. What luck! She agrees far more readily than you ever anticipated. But, she continues, extending her hand, you'll have to hand over the woodland flute first. You hand over the flute, firmly restating that she may have it on the condition she leads you out of the bewildering wood. Ridis plucks the woodland flute out of your hands with glee and begins playing it as she skips away. Well, playing is a generous term. It sounds as though she may as well be murdering the poor thing. Ridis makes it clear that the fastest way out of the woods is through woodland, where she lives. "It's that-a-way," Ridis says gleefully, pointing past the stela before you.
Possibly a path the woman has been hiding behind the stela this whole time. Take a shortcut.
Welcome to Woodland, Ridis says, gesturing out over the village. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm quite busy for the rest of the day, so you'll have to wait till tomorrow to leave the forest, she says, and makes her way home. Welcome to the Forest Oasis, the man greets you warmly. You happen upon a man greedily guzzling well water. Could it truly be that much better than ordinary water? This shortcut is reserved for use by Woodland citizens only, the guard barks, clearly unwilling to let you pass. Apparently she's heard rumors of the dragon destroying another town somewhere. Our village would burn down so easily, she mutters, perhaps a bit more afraid of the symptom than the cause. You learn that Ridis's family is mired in debt and living hand to mouth. And I know how they got in so much trouble, the rumor mongerer says deliciously. We are not in the business of meddling in the personal affairs of others, Melanie says curtly, cutting her off.
Let's see what's here. Oh my goodness, that's much better. No, I don't really feel like I need it, to be honest. Let's see what you got. Just a bunch of junk.
Ridis pores over a book while practicing on the woodland flute. She remains dreadful at it. The instant you begin speaking, she nearly leaps out of her skin and hides the book. She somehow hadn't noticed you. I thought you were the debt collectors. You can't sneak up on me like that, she stammers, struggling to regain her composure. You take note of a woman who appears quite ill. As it turns out, she is none other than Ridis's mother. She is in no small amount of pain. Will you give her something to ease her suffering? The item you've proffered hasn't, but I appreciate the thought. Ridis's mother hands you Mysterious Card 3 as a token of her gratitude. She begins speaking of Ridis, who has been preparing the medicine that helps her get through the day. She blames her illness, and therefore herself, for making Ridis's life so difficult. The more she talks, the more her face drops. Been a while since we've had any outsiders. It turns out this inn is simply a place where the poor, lost souls trapped in the bewildering wood may recover. You may stay as long as you like, free of charge. The wooden dining table practically groans under the weight of the platters upon it, all brimming with meats and vegetables from the bewildering wood. I've certainly earned this, you say to yourself, as you slide into your seat at the table, positively drooling over the feast before you. Melanie takes no note of your boorish behavior, uttering a small prayer of thanksgiving before reaching for a plate of vegetables. Mar sits, eyes fixed on the food upon the table, statuesque in his stillness. What a good boy. Mar clears the entire table in a matter of seconds, even emptying the water barrel in a single gulp. He lets out a self-satisfied burp that sends a small jet of just-drank water arcing out onto the floor. The sun sinks low, and the day draws to a close. A scream pierces the silence. Fire! You leap out of bed, adrenaline coursing through your veins. The others follow suit, and before long you've burst through the front door and into the street. Ridis's house is ablaze, a nearby villager screams. From a distance, the woman watches Ridis's house burn, despair on her face. The dragon's going to burn down our village next, cries the girl, as if the world is— My mother is still inside, Ridis shrieks, darting past you to fetch water from the well south of the village. Ridis is gathering water in an attempt to fight the blaze all on her own. Mar's eyes light up. He scrambles over the edge of the well and sucks the well dry in an instant. He pokes at his swollen belly and gestures toward Ridis's house, as if to say, "Get me back there, quick." Quickly, put it out. You have to put it out, Ridis screams at Mar. Mar douses the house with the water he sucked up from the well. The fire is reduced to mere embers, and all is well. Or so you think. Something darts out from behind the house and attacks. Don't hold back.
But you can see the effect with the thing. Yeah! Oh, boo. Alright, we're gonna have to pause after this. My wife says she's gonna call me in a minute. Nice. Very good. Decrease wind bolt damage by 5. Meh.
The fiery beast dispatched, you return to putting out the last of the blaze with Mar's help. Ridis's mother, now safe, tells you the creature came out of nowhere and set the house aflame. What would bring a creature of fire to a place like this, you wonder? Light breaks on a new day, and the commotion of the fire feels but a nightmare. You lead your party to Ridis's house to ask for safe passage out of the bewildering wood.
Alright.
The girl heaves a sigh of relief after learning the fire wasn't the dragon's doing. You didn't hear it from me, but the cause of the fire was, she whispers baseless gossip in your ear. You follow the curious sounds to their source, our resident well water lover. He
Poor guy.
digs and digs, but no water is forthcoming. Melanie beseeches you to help, but well digging was forbidden by our ancestors long ago. You've heard the legends, you protest. How is that the best lie you can come up with? She snaps back, appalled. The man turns towards you both, oblivious to the squabble playing out before him. Do you have any salve that might ease my pain, he asks. You hand the man some salve. The instant he applies it to his hands, he resumes his furious digging, this time punctuated with shouts of "I feel incredible." Not long after that, water erupts from the ground with a force unlike any you've seen. He sidles up to the jet of water and begins drinking from it as one would from a fountain. He is once again in his element. The man hands you mysterious card 4 to show his appreciation for the salve.
Alright, I'm gonna pause it right there. And I will catch y'all later.